What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Dreamer from GotBetterBeats.com. And as you see, I have Cubase open right here. Let me get rid of some of these tracks. I actually did this. This is like my third time doing this over. So, okay. So today's video is about just pretty much tracking vocals like a pro. And what I mean by that is when you have artists or you have your talent in the studio, you want them to be as confident as possible. That way they can actually make the best song possible. And what I mean by that, one of the things that we can do to make them feel comfortable as an audio engineer is to make sure that they're sounding their best while they're tracking. And I'm not saying load every channel up with everything at one time. All I'm saying is we should consider that we should load some of the basics up. Like because me, like this mic that I have, it's a very good, highly rated mic, but without a little bit of EQ on it, it sounds kind of muddy. And I like to have um, a compressor, being that I really don't have the outboard gear that I used to have. I kind of sold some of my outboard gear. Some of it I miss, some of it I don't. I mean, it's starting to really kind of become one of those things where it's like sometimes I just like to have stuff to tinker with, and I've actually been able to do a lot inside the box lately. But I do plan on getting a few items for mastering purposes. But okay. But let's get back to the subject at hand. So what I'm actually proposing to you is we should actually be using some basic effects, such as like maybe a little bit of EQ, maybe a little bit of compression. If it's a singer or something like that, they may want just a little bit of comfort reverb, and we don't have to commit these changes to the mix, these effects to the mix. It's mainly just to hear them as they need to sound. Like right here you see I have I have the SSL. Is this the G channel or the E channel? Let me see. Yeah, this is the E channel. They have the E channel and the G channel. And I just kind of have it set where, I have a gate on, because with the gate it kind of helps. It kind of helps with the without, you don't have to hear my computer, because if I do turn it on, I think I have a gate on my channel strip. Yeah, but we do see the gate actually reacting. But I have the gate on my channel strip. It's actually a decent gate, but it's some basic EQ. I think I just tweaked the lead vocal um preset a little bit, so you can kind of use whatever you want to use. But I just kind of use that because it's kind of like a channel strip, a little bit of compression, a little bit of EQ, gate stuff like that, and uh I love the CLA 76. Their take on the 1176. Really nice. Really nice on vocals. So many plugins I can recommend, but we'll get to that on a different video. But if I take these off, I'm not gonna sound very good at all. So I'm gonna take these off just so you can see what your artist would normally hear when you actually take some of these basic plugins away. Yeah. So it sounds very low, and even if I turn up even if I turn up the preamp, it sounds decent, but to me it doesn't, it doesn't give me the clarity that I'm looking for. And it may just be I'm pretty sure it's a taste thing. But honestly, I actually like to be able to hear myself. I actually like to be able to hear myself kind of clear. Like I probably wouldn't push, I probably wouldn't push my effects this hard. That I mean, because right now I do have the compressor that CLA 76 kind of pumping, but that kind of just helps just for video purposes, just so I can actually be able to hear myself, and I want you guys to be able to hear me out there. But And I'm not proposing that you do this for every separate track. And if you know this, if you actually been using a method like this, great. But if you don't have a template, this would be a great way to set up a template so you can actually track vocals like a pro. Okay. So what you would do is let's add some audio tracks. Like I have a track up here, but what I'm gonna do is matter of fact, let me just I'll add in a different one. Let's see. Let's see what I want to add in. Because we're just gonna try to pretty much act as if we are pretty much getting ready to record somebody who's just getting ready to record, you know, on a 2 track. So let's see. Well, I guess I have. Let me just go to my beats folder. I thought I might have had one of my I thought I might have had one of my beats kind of put together on there, but let's let's try 808 jazz. Okay, so I'll play a little bit of that so you can hear it. I kind of hear a poet or somebody on there, but let me know what you guys think. Either a poet or either a poet or somebody just like very lyrical that's just, going. But we'll get back to the subject. Okay, we're gonna add in. Usually, I add in like 24 tracks. A lot of people who uh who rap on 2 tracks, rappers and stuff like that, they usually don't have a whole lot of tracks. So, but for the sake of this video, I'm actually gonna do just gonna do 8, so we can kind of so we don't really have to scroll up and down when I'm showing you my examples. And if you have Cubase, I guess the newer Cubase, I'm not sure. I think 9 and 10 set it up like this, but the configuration, even for your vocals, should be in stereo. They'll record in mono when you have it set to mono channel, but the configuration make it what that does is actually gives you the pan control for your mixer. So make sure that you configure the audio track in stereo, but it'll still record in mono as long as you have it coming from a mono channel. So just a just a nice little nugget there. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually I've taken myself off so you actually saw how it sounded. So what I'm gonna show you, like let's say these ones that I have highlighted, let's say these are however many tracks that you have in your session. Excuse me. You want to set up a group channel and we'll call it Vox Bus. And you only need one, I would think. Um maybe in a situation where you have more than one artist recording or something like that, you may want to have more than one vocal bus. But if it's just one person, I think it would be ideal just to have one for right now. So what I would do is I would actually add my effects. Let's see, we'll add in a different set of effects. Let me make sure that these went into the. Okay, yeah, they did. Because I've done this video about 4 times, and every time it it's been giving me all kind of trouble. We just say that. So let's see. Let's see. We'll start off with the EQ. Um, what I'll do is I'll actually use one of the Cubase EQs. So I'm gonna switch over so you can actually hear these effects as I change them. Okay. So this doesn't sound very good at all right now. So I hope you guys can really hear me. I may have to boost this in post. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and add in. Let me go ahead and add in a compressor. We'll add in the API. Okay. And I'm really not satisfied with that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple things for my sake. I'm going to turn this gate on. And the reason I like to turn the gate on is because I don't like hearing my computer. I hate hearing my computer. I hate hearing the fan noises. I got to get that I got to get some things down on that aspect. Okay, well, why am I EQing here when I added in this guy? Okay. So we'll go to leave Vox mail. All right. It's starting to sound, it's starting to get there, but it's not quite there. Maybe I want to use, let's I don't want to use the same thing that I've been using. Let's see here. Let's try the RVox. Okay, with the RVox, it's pretty simple. You kind of pull it down. Uh, Pretty much you pull in the threshold down, and they actually have a gate on this as well. So I would say, okay, so I actually like the way my stuff is set up a little bit better, but I was trying to use something a little different, so I didn't have everything kind of set up the way that I normally would. But back to what I was saying is what I would do, let's say this is the last channel out on my vocal tracks. I would keep the input monitoring here so that every time I select a channel, they can actually hear themselves. Because one thing that we know, and let me switch this real fast. This just sounds a little bit better to me. It sounds better, so I may have to save that as a preset. But what I would do is I would keep the input monitoring button um, clicked on the last track. That way, every time I'm switching tracks, I don't have to turn it on every single time. And that way, while we're playing back tracks, because if I have the input monitoring button on after I record something, I have to make sure I turn it on in order to hear what's playing back. So that's one way for me to actually get that constant good signal of, the artist being able to hear themselves very clear. That way, if they want to sing along with it, I don't have to keep clicking, and it kind of helps me. But if you guys have any questions about that, um, any workflow questions, if you need questions about mixing, mastering, different things like that, make sure you let me know. You can actually check out some of the beats at gotbetterbeats.com. And I mean, leave a comment down below what you think about the videos. Um, it's been a work in progress dealing with the videos. There's a lot of things to learn, but some of the things that I want to teach and the way that I want to teach it, excuse me, some of the things that I want to teach and the way I want to teach it, I think that you guys will really enjoy. So just bear with me during the process of me learning how to put these videos together. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe for more videos, and I will be coming up with another tip for you guys soon. Cubase is my main DAW right now, but I plan on purchasing a full copy of Pro Tools, and I actually have a copy of Studio One, so that way when it comes to different DAWs and stuff like that, if you guys do have questions, I would like to be able to relate. And I plan on doing some product reviews because I'm actually liking the Faderport 8. I didn't think that I would like it as much, but I actually really like the Faderport 8. And my interface that I use is the Motu 828ES, and that thing is beast. Like the sound that you get out of it is so crystal clear. It just has so much clarity. So I definitely have to do a review on that. And it does so much. So but I appreciate you guys for taking the time out to check out the video. But peace out. I will see you soon.